What's up guys, I'm Day, and this video today is a review on the Misc Hull. This video is an overall review on the concept sale that Star Citizen is holding this week. If you're watching this when this is up, this is still a good review on the ship and what the variants can do. So let's dig into it. They released the Misc Hull concept sale with 5 variants in mind. Now these variants are very different. We're going to start going through them. Let's go through the A. The Hull A is their smallest, most affordable ship. It's going to be really good for those who are new and just want to do transport only. You got to remember that. It's very small. It's actually quite small, comparable to the Mustang or the Aurora. Problem is, doesn't have very good firepower, so this is straight up, you're gonna be using this for transporting only. And I kind of was thinking about this, like, people might think, why would I pick this up? I got no defense, I got nothing like that. Well, it can be very useful in the right hands, in the right group. It could be a great starting crew transport mining ship. And kind of things I've been thinking about is transporting the actual mined materials, life support supplies, tools, that kind of thing. Transporting for profit, right? Just back and forth. And just like a small supply ship for your large Idris fleet or smuggling, those kind of things. Something small to get back and forth. It's gonna be faster and really maneuverable, and I think it'll be a great buy for smaller groups and crews, or even a bigger org, it doesn't matter. But you gotta have the right use for it. You're not just gonna jump in this solo lone wolf and you're gonna feel like, oh, I want those weapons, and you're not gonna get it with this. So let's move on to the Hull B. The Hull B is gonna be similar to the Hull A, but it's gonna be more rugged and a little bigger. They say it's compared to the Freelancer in the sizing, where the Freelancer though has long-range exploration and those kind of things, but this is just pure transport. Again, they all are. Now, as I said before, it's gonna be you can use this, I think, for all those roles I said before. Support, those kind of things. But this will be able to actually defend itself a little better, I think. It's got a turret, it's a little bigger, it's for the more advanced org who wants to keep moving forward, and you're set up, you want to transfer some bigger things. I think this would be a good option for the larger orgs, 10, 15, 20 and up, who, yeah, we've got a lot of cargo we want to get moved, but it can still get away. It's still small enough to be stealthy and quick to get away from the small fighters and that sort of thing. As we move into the Hull C, this is the one that really interests me the most. The price jumps from $90, we'll go through the price later, but the price jumps from $90 from the Hull B to $200 on the Hull C, which is interesting. This has been called the sweet spot, this ship, between smaller single-person freighters and massive super freighters. So it did pique my interest, and there's a few reasons why. I'll look at it at the end. Mostly because the amount it can carry. It's considered to be very versatile and still pretty fast. Now, I kind of was thinking, who would this be used for? Well, this is more realistic, major transporting for bigger orgs. But the thing is, you'll be able to use this ship from the new players, if you're set up, all the way to the mid-game, and possibly forever. It's a great ship. It takes a ton of cargo compared to the A and B. Like the jump is massive, but you got to think about the price. Relatively high flexibility and relative good maneuverability considering. I'd be using this as a factory transport. The reason I would buy this is I know I've got routes to run in safe space. It's a little scary, right? Mining, transport, and large-scale smuggling. And quite possibly, if you had the choice or the option to load fake containers, this would be a good decoy or a dummy ship to bait bait pirates. I always think about that because there's a lot of organizations out there who are baiting, or sorry, that are pirates. Let's move to Hull D. This is when you start to get the large end of the spectrum with massive ships built around a rugged frame. These things are, you gotta be part of a pretty good organization or company with well managed, I should say. This will be often, I think it's going to be used as flagships, or this is the granddaddy to most organizations. It's going to need really good organization, I think. These are some things I want you guys to think about. Fuel cost. Look at the engines on this thing. Look at the thrusters. It's going to be a pirate magnet, but it can make you rich, right? This will be the UEE's supply chain ship, or this could be your mining supply chain. Any of those things. This could be an amazing ship, but if you're a new player jumping into this, I don't recommend it. The amount of fuel is mind-blowing. Speaking of mind-blowing fuel, let's move to the Hull E. This is the largest freighter available on the market currently in the game. It's only going to be owned by huge corporations with high degrees of planning. I mean, look at the size of it. You think that goes out in space and all pirates are going to be targeting that? You're the biggest target ever. This large ship, the amount of cargo is mind-blowing. We're gonna look at it after here, but the amazing modularity of it makes it a really interesting buy. So I wouldn't recommend buying that. It's tempting, but I wouldn't recommend buying that unless you're really serious about you're gonna use that. I predict we won't be seeing full Hull E's, not for a little while, not until we actually see some growth in the economy and the reason to fill something like that up. It's shocking how much that's going to hold when you compare to the Hull A, 75 cargo. This is huge. Now, what do I think about all these ships? Well, I think buy within your budget. And what do you realistically sit down and write down? What are you going to do? And how many guys do you have working close together? We're going to compare some of these things as we go. So the Hull A, B, C, D, and E, right? Let's lay it all out for you. Really small, the basic 60 bucks, all the way up to 550 bucks. Let's look at the difference in cargo. 75 cargo at Hull A, 600 B. That's a major jump for $30. You think 30 bucks, you get a lot more. More than 6 times. Hull C, 4,800. That's massive, but the price goes up double. 21,600 for the Hull D and 153,600 for the Hull E. Think about that number compared to 75. But also think about this. What is it going to take to fuel it? It has a 10 TR13 thrusters. That's not something to mess around with. Now, there's some cool videos that they're showing the cab. So in case I didn't talk about it earlier, all the ship is a cab, a mining, or like a flight cab, a propulsion, a tail, which is your propulsion, and in the middle there's a tube that is extended, and it's like a spindle of different mining. It's like a mining spindle sort of thing. That cab on the Hull E is absolutely massive. There's videos showing it side by side and dwarfing little ships. Guys, buy this. Use your head when buying this. I honestly think the B is the best value. It's just got a great price point. B and C. For myself, I would never go D or E because I'm not an organization leader. But for those out there who have great management skills and can organize that and be confident that they're going to staff it with the guys and they're going to be able to have a armed escort, a huge armed escort for that Hull E, do it. Pick it up and let me know how it goes because I am very interested to see how it is. Anyways, guys, this is a great sale. I'm glad to see it go up. Please Subscribe if you haven't. Comment. Check out my Twitch channel, DHD Gaming. TwitchTV.8/DHD Let me know what you think in the comments. This is a really interesting sale, and I'm curious to see how many people actually pick up these big ships. I'm Day, and I'll see you on the next one.